The 1930s, when men wear suits to commit crimes and loyalty was measured in how many bodies you buried for the family. Welcome to Mafia, a game where you start as a humble taxi driver and end up making Tony Montana look like an Uber driver. The game has it all. There's prohibition, there's betrayal, there's love, and of course, there's pasta. So buckle up, pour yourself a glass of bootlegged whiskey, and let's take a drive through Lost Heaven, where roads are mean, the cops are dumber than a brick, and somehow everybody talks like they're auditioning for a Godfather movie. This is Mafia, and this is how you go from a cabbie to a capo. One Tommy gun spray at a time. So the game starts out simple. Two guys talking in a coffee shop. Well, turns out one of them is a police detective and the other one is a capo for a mafia family. What are we doing talking? I don't know. That's where we get started. So why don't we start from the very beginning? The protagonist's name is Tommy Angelo, and his story starts out simple like everybody else's, right? He's a taxi driver doing a night shift, waiting for customers to come by, get paid, call it a night. But the next two customers he receives aren't what he was expecting. Two random people come out of nowhere, gun pointed at Tommy, tells him to drive anywhere but to drive and get out. Next thing that happens, we're being chased, and now it turns into a getaway scene, and it's looking bad for us. I mean, all I have is a taxi man, they got guns, but somehow against all odds we maneuver our way out of trouble. We're told to go to this bar, and we do. I mean, we have no other choice. We have a gun pointing to our heads. They leave and they say they're gonna come back, but I'm not so certain about that. How do I know they're not gonna come back and blow my head out? You know, keep me quiet. But no, these people turned out to be pretty good at keeping promises. They give me enough money, almost enough money, to buy a new taxi. But that's where our problems begin. See, the next day, somehow the rival family recognized us even though they didn't see our face and we were driving away. I don't know how. They probably wrote down the taxi number or something. But anyway, they bust my car, they beat me up, but I managed to run away. And where do I run away? Thank God I'm at walking distance from the restaurant I dropped off the first two. I get there, talk to them, and they defend me like the true men they are. But we're mad. We want our revenge. So what do? We convince the Don, also known as Don Salieri, but I'm just gonna call him the Don throughout the whole video. We convince him to take our revenge. What's the perfect revenge? Bust their cars. And not just bust their cars, we steal Don Morello's car, which is the leader of the rival family. And not only do we steal his car, we also managed somehow to join the Mafia. I don't know, I'm just here. And what's the first thing we do as the members of Mafia? Easy, we do some collections. We collect money here and there, you know, offering protection. Turns out one of them goes south and we need to rescue Sam. This is where I fell in love with the game. It's gunplay. Third-person shooters have never been my favorite, but this game is really different. Kind of feels like a Gears of War combat style where you just hide behind obstacles and shoot. They do manage to get away with the money, and by the look of that bag, it looks like it's a lot of money. So we chase them down and they don't get pretty far. We retrieve our money and win respect from the Don. And this game is pretty much flashback, so don't be surprised if we skip ahead in time, maybe a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple months, or even a couple years. But our next mission is simple. Sabotage a car so our local favorite has a winning chance. And we make our money in bets. So what do? We go for the car, we take it to a mechanic, he sabotages it, and now we have to return it without making it explode. Or something, I don't know what he did to it. I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a cabbie. But the next day, when it's day of the race, we found out that our local favorite got an ass beating from Don Morello and his gang. So who did they put? The next best driver in town. Me. Of course, actually doing the races was way much more fun than I expected. It's actually my favorite part of the whole game. Driving in this game is really fun, really exciting, and more when it's a race. Of course, after the first lap, I just stayed in first place for most of the game, but still, the adrenaline of knowing I had my competitors right behind me was great. And the Don wasn't wrong putting me to race, cause we win. And with that win, we managed to get the attention of Sarah. But that doesn't last long. Why? Because we have to go looking for Polly. Guy is drunk out of his mind, so we have to take him home, even though he asked us if we can take him to a club, but we don't. I later find out that that's actually an achievement if you do. Next time I play this game, I'll remember. Anyway, some time passes and Luigi the bartender asks us to take Sarah home, as there's been some problems with some guys making advances to her and he's scared something might happen. We walk her home and get to know her a little bit more before running into the punks that keep breathing on her neck. So we do what anybody would do and give these guys a beating. Since it was like 15-1, I did end up a little bit injured, but nothing she couldn't heal. But when the Don does find out about this, he gets mad and decides to make those punks a warning to everybody else. So what do? We go to Chinatown, get some info, and make our way to visit the wannabe gangsters. And what was supposed to be just a simple ass beating turned into a full-out shootout. Guess it got serious, so we make it serious, taking down everybody that comes across us. The main guys we wanted managed to get away, but that won't stop us. We take chase and catch up. When they get in a wreck, we do get a little bit paralyzed, I guess, in pity, but Polly finishes the job for us. And we get out before any cops arrive. I guess we better get used to this new life. It's been a week and we got a problem. One of the guys we killed was the son of somebody really important, and the other somehow survived, and we gotta take care of him before he starts pointing fingers. This time it's me and Sam, and I got 3 jobs. 1, kill Mitchell, a whore from the hotel who's been giving out a little bit too much info to Morello. Number 2, kill the manager for deciding to do business with our rivals. And our last job is to make a distraction so Sam can kill the survivor. And our distraction, you may ask? Well, it's dynamite, baby. We're gonna blow the building. Before we leave, Sam confesses that he might be him who's been talking to the whore, Mitchell, a little too much, but asks us not to kill her, to only scare her out of town and to help her get out. We agree because we're good people, right? We drop off Sam at church and make ourselves over to the hotel. We find Mitchell and remind her that death is around every corner, and if she wants to live, she needs to get out of this town right now. We give her some money that Sam gave us and she runs. Next, we find and kill the manager and fight our way out to his dispatch.
It's not what it looks like.
We manage to place the bomb, but the cops do surround us and we run out of time, so we get blown right out of the window into the next roof. If that's not plot armor, then I don't know what is. But now we running around the rooftops like we in some kind of Assassin's Creed game. Just call me Ezio. I mean, it makes sense, right? We're both Italian, I think. We managed to lose the cops, and look where we are. What a coincidence. The church Sam was supposed to kill the survivor, but he didn't. Apparently, they didn't let him in, and this caused the survivor to recognize me. It all went into chaos. We got into a big fight. I was about to kill him, but he somehow got the upper hand, and while he was giving his big bad villain speech, Sam got to get the final shot on him. After that, we pretty much have to lay low for the next couple of days, probably even weeks, and that hurts our business. But we had one thing good for us: Canadian whiskey. We were sent here with Polly to pick up a stash, but we had some problems. 1, Sam wasn't where he was supposed to meet us. 2, we found dead people. And 3, we found people who wanted us dead. That last problem turned into a bigger problem because the people who wanted us dead were cops. Anyway, we go out in order to find Sam. We do manage to find him, and now we have to defend a fort before making a runaway to one of my favorite or second favorite parts of the whole game: being chased by a tank. Now again, I think this is my favorite part of the game because it doesn't happen again. We do get chased, but not by a tank and not having a infinite ammo Tommy gun with us. So yes, this is also my favorite part of the game, right beside the racing game. I don't know why. Maybe it's the adrenaline of rushing a wounded man to a doctor. Maybe it's being chased by a tank. Who knows? But this fight was pretty good, and eventually after dealing with the tank, we make it to the doctor's house and manage to save Sam. During all that, we discovered that it was Morello who was behind all this and who snitched us out to the cops. And after some time of probable investigating, we have a talk with the Don, and he finds out we have a rat. But who could it be? The Don answers that question. It's Frank, the man who started it all with the Don. How could he? Well, guess that's something we have to find out. We get the word that Frank is working with people with the FBI. Now, that's serious. We follow Frank to the airport and sneak our way all the way to where Frank is. He then tells us he's tired of running, tired of being extra careful, and he just wants out. But in this business, there's only two ways: in cuffs or in a pool of blood. And while that is true, it's not in this case. We let his family and him escape. He even tells us where the location of the books are. I think I do eventually lie to the Don and tell the job is done, because somehow we end up holding his funeral. And look who shows up, Mr. Don Morello. This is pretty much the first time we see him in person. Guess they know each other since they were kids. So anyway, what's our next mission? Apparently some politician has some info on us, so the Don sends us to retrieve this information with a lockpicker. Simple really, steal some papers from a safe. Only problem, it's a stealth mission and we can't be seen. And we all know how good I am with stealth missions. I felt this a bit way too much. Worst part is I don't even know where the safe is. We look around all the house, behind every painting. We even have to put some beautiful women to sleep. Yes, they're asleep, don't ask. Eventually we do end up finding the safe behind the most obvious painting, but I mean, until you look at it, you really don't know where it is. Too bad it was rigged and the alarm goes off, making all the cops and maybe bodyguards coming up looking for us. We do manage to escape, and the lockpicker, who doesn't speak English, only speaks Italian, does say some mean stuff to us. I'm assuming, I don't know, as long as he doesn't say anything about my mother. Anyway, I can only assume some time passes, cause it looks bad for us. We even have to sell our good stuff in order to make payroll. But it seems like Polly may have an idea, a plan. Guess we might have some new partners after all. Since our last partners, the Canadians, died, we have to make a deal with some new guys who are tired of Morello. This guy has some good quality booze, and we intend to make it ours. We make it to our point of interest where we're going to meet our guys, and it's simple. Make it look like we robbed them. Only problem? God, there's always problems. Morello somehow found out. Like, bro, what kind of rats do you even have? It gets ugly real quick, and each floor is crawling with more and more people trying to stop us. We protect the truck and make it outside, but bad news, we got even more people on our back. They might really love this booze. We take care of Morello's men while protecting the truck with the booze. I'm surprised the cops didn't show up like ever. Anyway, we make it to the warehouse where our booze and business looks better than ever. Anyway, I can only assume more time has passed, and the boss asks us to take him out to eat. Seems like his chauffeur took the day off sick, and it looks like he wants to go eat at a good restaurant. Have some pasta, wine, I can't even pronounce. But guess what? We have more problems. Like, bro, let me enjoy a day for once. But that would be boring, right? Well, anyway, some guys show up and try to kill the Don, but we hide behind this bulletproof wood table and go around the blank to flank our uninvited friends. Bro, it seems like Morello has a small army of boneheads willing to die for him. I swear, I must have killed like hundreds already. Anyway, the Don's angry and he knows exactly who it was. Carlo, the chauffeur. Bastard knew where he was gonna be and even took the day off, so we have no choice but to go pay our friend a little visit. Man, you should have left already, but here you are in your underwear celebrating a little bit too early. We chase him down and take care of him, but the Don makes sure that even his own mother couldn't recognize him. The life of a mobster only ends in two ways: jail or death. We start another flashback, and our day begins with the Don wanting to talk to us upstairs. Turns out some corrupt mayor is celebrating his birthday today, and we're invited. Well, no, but we're gonna go, and it's not to eat cake. Well, maybe a little piece. Our job is simple, but not easy. 1. Infiltrate the boat where the party is being held. 2. Find the guy that works here and hit a gun. 3. Wait for the fireworks and shoot the guy. And 4. Escape on a speedboat. And we're done. No, really, that's all. The longest part was finding the guy, but after that, it all went smooth. Don't get me wrong, it was a good mission. It was just too short. Anyway, our next mission begins strong. Car chase, bullets, near-death experience, and a guy with a rabbit foot up his, well, that guy is Sergio, and he just happens to be our next target. And we have the perfect thing with a guy with that much luck. A couple sticks of dynamite under his car. Always works, trust me. We sneak past the Oni guard and place it to the starter of his car, and all we have to do is wait and see how his wife gets in his car, and oh shit, yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, we messed up big time, and someone innocent had to pay the price. We later learned that he's not too far, and we need to go and finish the job. We get there, but as we try to attack, the coward uses a server as a shield and manages to escape. And we take chase on the motorcycle, and that was fun. Anyway, he runs into a warehouse, but we aren't finished yet. We continue the chase through thugs, explosions, and trains. We finally meet with the lucky bastard, and it looks like luck just ran out. You gotta be kidding me, right? Well, not really. Yes, that was his last bit of luck. After killing Sergio though, it all went to hell. An all-out war between the Don and Morello. A race to finish it all. First one to make a mistake loses, and that mistake was Morello. See, he was hosting an event and had to be there, and that was our opportunity. We drive to the event to try and catch him off guard, but he knew, so we had to hurry up. It was a wild chase that eventually ended up to an airport. Guy has his own plane, what the fuck bro, how much money do you make? But he was struggling to get up in the air, and that's where we took advantage and shot the engines. All we had to do was follow the plane falling from the sky. We didn't even know if he was gonna be there or gone. But he wasn't hard to find. He was dead. He just didn't know it yet. In this business, you only have two exits: jail or death. We go back to present day and we keep talking to the cop a bit more. It seems we want to betray the Don, keep our family safe. But why? What happened between us? Well, hold on, I'm getting there. But first, we have one more target to get rid of. Turnbull, some guy who's running for governor and talking smack about ending our business. Well, we can't let that happen now, can we? Our plan is simple. Climb a guard tower in an abandoned prison and shoot him. We even have a rifle waiting for us at the top. We get there and are told to follow some green paint markings up to the tower, and thank God, because this place is a real maze. We make it up easy and even find our little rifle. And now all we have to do is just wait and take our shot. Boom, bullseye. Now all we have to do is hurry up and fall down this old building. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. But anyway, I don't know how long we were down there, but the cops are already outside, so we have to fight our way out. Now, they ain't making it easy. It was really hard to get out. It was a maze, and there was like a cop in every corner. But anyway, when we finally do make it out, I steal a cop car and make my great escape. But then ditch it later because it was already too damaged when I got it. I don't know how much time has passed, but we're now enjoying a cigarette with the boss and the guys. Now, time for our next plan. To steal some cigars from customs. Seems kind of small, right? Well, it turns out that there's diamonds in those boxes, and Sam already knew, but why didn't the boss tell us? This doesn't make sense. Why only discuss it with one? Anyway, on our way, Polly makes a suggestion to rob a bank, but gets rejected by both Tommy and Sam, and lets it go. We steal a truck, slip in the warehouse, and start searching for our cigars. Now, this is a stealth mission, so we can't get caught or we lose. We make it inside, get some information on the location of our boxes, and start looking for them as quickly as possible. Get spotted a couple times, but nothing we can't handle. And it all works out. We find our diamonds, but also get caught and we have to make our getaway. We manage to protect the truck and make it to our warehouse. Some of the boxes get pretty shot up, so we take a peek inside to verify the diamonds were okay. And my, what do we have here? Looks like the Don wants to start a business of dope. Sam tells us not to say anything to the Don and gives him a ride back to the bar. I stay with Polly and talk a little bit more about the bank robbery. Since the Don is making extra money from drugs, it's only fair we get our share, right? Again, I don't know how much time passes, but we're later with Polly in front of the bank, ready to make the biggest score of our lives. We go inside, take the guard out, and go for the manager. Ask him politely to open the vault. I had to deal with some guards, but managed to get into the vault, and oh my god, all this is not fitting in that one bag. Anyway, the cops show up, they're outside. I don't know how they even got here, no alarms were sound, but whatever, it makes it more fun. We shoot our way out, steal a car, and just like that, we're rich. So rich, we have to get out of here before the Don finds out. The next day, I talk to my wife about leaving, and she agrees. I just have to make it to Polly's for the money, and hope he's not halfway to Hawaii by now. We get to his place, hoping to split the money, and, well, fuck me, he's dead. 2 shots in the head. The Don. He found out, but how? No time, because I might be the next one on his list. We get a call from Sam trying to warn Polly, but it's too late. The Don is after us, and now he's after me too. He offers to help, so we have to meet him at the Art Museum. We get there only to find out it's a trap, and we walked right into it. It was Sam. Sam killed Polly and took the money, and now wants our life too. But it's not gonna be that easy. We put up a fight, shooting our way up to Sam and have one last fight. But Sam is no match for me. Never was. We have a good talk. Tells me that Frank and his family are dead, and I can only think that that might happen to me next. There's only 2 exits in this business. We pretty much tell Sam to shut up, but now what? It all goes full circle. Back to our little talk with the detective. We offer the only thing we have, the Don for our family. We have Frank's books, and we're willing to testify against the Don and his family. It seems good, right? We enjoy our life out of crime, our girl gets married, and I grow old with my wife. But the only thing about this business, there are only 2 exits, and a happy life isn't one of them.
Mr. Salieri sends his regards.